Welcome to the Saturday live show here at IIWR, Industrial Industries World Radio. That is what you are tuned in for tonight. Got a lot of great stuff happening for you tonight. So many things to get through. I want to do this show in less than an hour, or maybe an hour tops. Just jam-pack this whole thing into a nice, neat, tidy live stream and just get right down to the bare bones, the real thoughts, the real things going through my mind. No fluff, no bullshit, no nothing. We're going to get cut right to the bone and tell you everything that is happening. First off, we are going to talk about my weekend, what happened. We are going to go through some new snacks that I just come across. I haven't seen more or less anybody go through these snacks. And then there's some that are just old classics, just to give you a preview of what's to come in later reviews. Some news stories that I found interesting. We're going to be talking about a country song that was made completely by AI. And now some people have said that it's topped the charts as number one. But you know how news agencies like to, make things sound crazier than what they really are. We'll dig deep and investigate and figure out what exactly is happening with this number one AI-generated country song. And we're also going to dig into what happened this week with the channel. I think it's just all across the board since the beginning of this year, since we're going to be talking about AI has dominated a lot of things, including YouTube. I've seen my views drop about a third. I've lost about 35 to 40% of my viewership just this past year. And most people have said it's because, well, one, the algorithm's kind of funky and wonky. People aren't seeing. I've had people complain that they haven't seen new videos and they wonder where I went. It's like, I've been making videos every single day. It's exhausting. I can't wait to get on a regular schedule where I just do some like maybe once every other day or once every 2 days. But to stay relevant and kind of just like hopefully still pop up in people's things, I make videos every single day. Not just because of that. I also got a lot of snacks that I just need to get through. So by next year, I could start making much larger video projects where I won't have to do them every day. And they'll be more, I guess, evergreen, longer lasting, something like that. But anyways, we'll be getting into how the channel has been doing this past week. And there's a crumble cookie Target story I got to get into as well. And the big one, the big story, the main topic of this show is, why is there a Taco Bell KFC combined hybrid restaurant? What is that? Why is it that? Like, for me, I know what it's all about. But to somebody that may just see it and think it's weird, it's kind of like, oh, why don't they just make a McDonald's and Burger King combo then? And, stuff like that. But there's a relationship between KFC, Pizza Hut, and Taco Bell that we will dive deep into. And by the end of this live stream, if you stay tuned, you will know everything. So when somebody asks you and you happen to eat at a KFC and Taco Bell combined location, you'll be able to school them on all the lore. And it's very wacky, very wild. So that is what we are getting into on this live stream. And if you are new to the channel and you just tuned in, if you want to subscribe, if you want to like this live stream to definitely budge things up and get me up in the algorithm, and you appreciate what I do, make sure to give it a like. And also, feel free to comment anything on this thing. I don't gatekeep. I don't sit there and say, well, that isn't about food. That ain't about soda, so I don't care. Anything you want to ask me, under the sun, I don't care. I am very open-minded, all right? I will answer, and I'm not going to be offended. I'm the last person that will ever get offended about anything. So anything you want to ask, feel free to type it, whatever you want to say. If you're happy with what I'm doing, if you're not, if you're in the middle, go ahead, comment, leave it in the chat, and I will reply. And that is what is up today. So let's get down to brass tacks, and I'll talk to you about how my weekend went. First off, Friday, yesterday, Crumble Cookie put out their Dubai chocolate cheesecake. You know, the little guy has the chocolate cheesecake, then you have the pistachio cream and Gaddafi crunchiness, and then a little boop dollop of whipped cream. We got that at Crumble Cookie, but then there was also the mint chip, like ice cream. It wasn't exactly ice cream, but to replicate that mint chocolate chip ice cream icing with a little dollop of whipped cream on top. I got that. I still haven't eaten that yet. You know, I just shared the Dubai chocolate cheesecake with my wife. That was good. It wasn't too sweet. It had like a nice kind of, a little sting to it, a little sharpness. So it wasn't completely sweet, but it was perfect all around. The contrast of the creamy cheesecake with the crunchy Gaddafi and the Dubai chocolate style thing. You know, the Dubai chocolate thing is just crazy now. I literally saw, where was I at? I was at Fresh Time. It's like a store, kind of more hoity-toity. That's where you get more better quality stuff. I saw a Dubai style chocolate bar, but it was filled with birthday cake. It was absolutely insane. I was tempted to buy it to review it, but the thing was $20. And I'm going to have to, $10? All right. You know, with a lot of reviews I do, I never make my money back through the revenue or anything. You know, so it's always a loss when I review something. But that's not why we are doing this. I'm not reviewing a candy bar in hopes of making $1 million off of it. I do it just because I am curious. It is my passion. And if it is taking money out of my pocket, hey, it was for something that was worth it, I feel. And if it is crap and it helps somebody else out to not buy it, I'll be the one taking the brunt of it. I will be your guinea pig, per se. So, it's a calling. It's a fun little passion I got. So anyways, we went to Crumble Cookie. And we left Crumble Cookie, and me and the wife, and there was a Target nearby. And it's like, all right, well, we'll go to Target. We got to pick up a few things anyways. And sure enough, every single time I go into Target, I need to go to the bathroom. Walk up to the bathrooms right up front by the entrance. The men's is blocked off, saying, go to the bathroom in the pharmacy section. So I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. Make it to the pharmacy section, and let me get my water. Where in the hell is my water? Did I leave it over here? There it is. Ugh, getting a little dry. Hold that thought. Always gotta hydrate, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. So I make it to the pharmacy bathroom, right? And then there's only one bathroom in the pharmacy. It's a family bathroom, meaning anybody could go in there and what have you. So nothing. The door is locked. Somebody is in there. Okay, there's a bench right outside. So I sit down on the bench. And usually if I am in the bathroom, in a public bathroom, and I am kind of like maybe doing my duty, but I'm also playing on my phone, and I hear the door, be like, okay, yeah, I've probably been here enough. I need to finish up and get out of here. Someone, I'm on borrowed time now. So I sit there and I'm waiting by this door that's shut, and somebody's in there, and I hear like something happening. I hear some jingling, some jangling of some keys. I hear some, movement, some paper towels being pulled from the dispenser, all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, all right, cool. He's almost done. And then I'm looking at the door. Nothing. Nothing. In the meantime, some other people, some other dudes that need to use the bathroom as well come by. Hey, you waiting for the bathroom too? No, I'm just sitting here right next to the bathroom door because I like to hear people go poop, you know. Yeah, no, I'm waiting for the bathroom too, bro, And they leave, and then a group of teenagers come by too, and they're like, "Hey, you going in here? Is this unlocked?" No, I'm waiting too. Okay, they go off. I swear to God, 15 minutes pass, and within this 15 minutes, I'm still hearing more rustling happening, some keys jangling, a sink turning on and off. I hear more paper towels. I hear the toilet seat slam down and get back up, and like, what does this person do? He must be going through it if he's just got a massive turd that it's just, he's going through it. Let's just say that. Finally, the door opens up, and it's this scrawny homie wearing like the tightest girl pants, like he was emo or something, and he was a worker at Target. The door opens up, doesn't even look down. He's like bursts out and just walks really fast, just jolts right out of the bathroom and just goes back to wherever he needs to work. And I'm just like, okay, I didn't want to smell him as soon as he walked past because he probably smelled horrible with being in the bathroom that long. And he did. He did smell horrible, but it wasn't for the reason that you would think. He smelled like dank weed. And I'm like, okay, so I've been sitting here holding this in for so long because I really needed to go. Like I was in agony waiting to get in the bathroom. And you're meaning to tell me that this girl pants wearing tight pants dude was in there the whole time just blazing up, probably on the clock at Target? And I'm thinking, and that's what it is, because I go in there. He didn't wash his hands. You'd hear the sink going on in there. He didn't wash his hands. Like, he just burst right out of there. There was a few times while I was waiting, too, I'd go up, pull on the door handle just to, like, hey, let him know, hey, someone's still out here waiting. He bursts out of there. I go in. There are paper towels just thrown everywhere. Now, you would think if you work there, you'd be like, oh, maybe I should pick this up and put it. No, it's just paper towels are everywhere. This place is a mess. And I go to the toilet, and the toilet seat has 2 shoe print markings on it. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. But I look up at the ceiling right above the toilet, and there is a vent that is sucking the air in and out of the bathroom, the restroom. And I'm thinking, okay, that's what this guy was doing the whole time. For 20 plus minutes, probably longer before I even got there, he was standing on the toilet seat, smoking and blowing it up in the vent so it wasn't like making too much of a smell in the bathroom. And like, I knew what it was because the bathroom, it smelled faintly of dirt weed. Like, it wasn't full on, smoke box style, but you could tell that that's what he was doing. And I'm like, ugh, God. And it made me think, like, it's such an inconvenience. Like, I don't care what you do in your off time, but when it becomes that big of a problem that you have to do it at work and you inconvenience others, that's when there's a problem. And I think it takes me back to the time when I was a sophomore in high school. But also, it's like, I think about it, some people treat it as if it's like a teddy bear or something. Like, they can't operate without it. And if you are one of those people, I do feel bad for you. But you should get that taken care of. Like, you should never let a substance ruin or run your life. Like, I drink coffee, you know? That's the one thing, but I could easily, if someone told me, "Hey, you can't drink coffee the rest of your life," I'd just be like, "Okay. All right." I love coffee, but if it's going to ruin me or get in the way of other people's, if their bladder's gonna explode because I just absolutely need to have coffee, somehow, some way that will happen, okay, for the sake of everybody. But that's what it kind of does to some people. Like, it runs their life, like they can't operate without it, and it's sad. Shao Kahn, what's up, man? How you doing on this Saturday night? Hope you're doing well, brother. Your movie Mortal Kombat 2 is coming out soon. I'm so ready about that. I think that's next year. We will get into some movie news and see what's happening and what's coming out the rest of this month and December as well. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, later on throughout this Target trip, after I did the business that I needed to do in the restroom, I did see the guy later on. He was stocking shelves with this girl, and he was just like, he looked pathetic. But anyways, that was Friday, and I was thinking about the first time I said no to drugs. Not the first time I ever did any, because I never did. I don't think I'm perfect or amazing for that. It's just me personally. I never felt like I needed to do any. Like, it was hard enough to even afford paying for gas for my car or buying McDonald's occasionally for myself, let alone have a habit that I needed to pay for weekly or daily or whatever. So I was just like, I'm too poor to get hooked on anything. Plus, I was always afraid of like what it would do with my brain if it would change me, because I'd be like, I like me. Why do I want to change me? But anyways, I've had so many friends, that do it, and they're like, "Oh, you change your life, man, and make you see things in a whole different light." I'm like, I don't know. I'm already pretty out there. I don't think I need anything else to make me see the world for what it is. I see enough ugliness and horribleness already. I don't think I need to have my third eye wiped clean or anything. I think reality does that enough already. So the first time I said no to drugs, I was sophomore in high school, and it was one of those days where I had like a half a day off. Like, everybody had half the day off, but they still had to stay on campus. Like, the classes weren't in session, but you had to stay and report to your final room at the end of the day. So we had like a block of like 2 hours off. And the campus that I was on, like, it wasn't connected in one building. Like, one main building here, then there'd be, the M building, the N building, the library, the cafeteria. You had this open courtyard and all this stuff. And outside of this campus, you could kind of walk down trails and stuff like that, and you'd be out in the woods. So it was me and two buddies of mine that I knew since elementary school. And they're like, "Hey, come on, man, come with us. Come on with us." I'm like, all right, whatever. We started walking down the trails, and we got to this wooded area, and one of them threw their backpack open, and they had like this whole kit. Like, it was like, if they put their brain power to something else, it would have been pretty impressive. I mean, this was, I guess, impressive for a dirtball standards, but they had like Visine, they had Axe body spray. Now we're talking 2003, all right? So Axe body spray was the thing. Visine, for your eyes, Axe body spray for the smell. And then they had a bunch of rolling papers, and a buddy of mine, the other buddy, had like cigarettes, a pack of cigarettes, and he started letting out all the tobacco out of the cigarette, pulled the filter off, and he was using the paper because they didn't have that many papers. I think it was just enough for the one guy. Now that I think about it, because yeah, why would he have cigarettes other than needing the paper for it? So that's what he used the paper for, and then they started filling it up with this dirt, basically to smoke, and I just thought it was weird because it was the first time I saw my friends in that light. Like, I heard them talking about they did it, but like actually seeing it, like it was such an adult thing seeing my friends like, yeah, they're like taking it very seriously. Like, yeah, 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 yeah. And I was just watching, I was almost cracking up because I was like, look at you guys. You've grown up so much. You guys matured so much. This is wild. It's blowing my mind. It's and it wasn't like an amazement, like, wow, that's so cool, but it was just more of like ridiculous, like stupid looking kind of thing. And the one guy was like, "Hey, is this your first time? Is this your first time doing drugs? All right, cool." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not." And they tried to pass it to me. I was like, "Nah, man, that's all you, dude." And so I was just kind of standing there looking at him, and the one friend came up and he inhaled and then he blew some in my face, and I was just like, okay, all right, man, this is really gonna make me see things in a whole new light, man. My mind is just completely blown, and I'm like, whoa, crazy. And so I remember walking back from that and going back to school, and we went to the library. And when we were walking into the library, the sun was on my head, and I was like getting paranoid as hell because I saw them doing the Visine, putting clearing their eyes out and with the Axe body spray. And I'm like, man, that sun is really bright on my head, and I felt like my head was like getting really hot. And I was thinking, is this what a secondhand kind of effect that dirt weed would do to me? Like, if that's already what's happening, like, I don't need, maybe I was super sensitive. So maybe that's another thing that freaked me out too. It's like, what if I actually ever did do that stuff? It's like, what I would just be too paranoid. But anyways, we get into the library and I just start reading the dictionary because I think I was like being too anxious and paranoid to even, try to play it cool. So I'd be like, all right, I'm just going to read the dictionary. And one of my friends that I came back with was like, man, you are so high. And I'm like, no, I'm just paranoid. I'm like, if that's the stuff that's supposed to chill you out, it's not helping me. And yeah, so that was the first time I did not do drugs. And ever since then, I think people have always known my stance on it, so they won't even mess with me about that. But every once in a while, I'll be like, hey man, you should try it. I'm like, hey man, no, I won't. But yeah, so going into another thing about sophomore year of high school, let me footnote that. How's the weather here, Shao Kahn? It's clear. It was a very beautiful day, which I will get into in a second. And it's nice. It's actually pretty warm. It's gonna get cooler. It was really warm today. It was almost in the low 80s, which is wild for November. But it was very clear, clean. It was awesome. Me and the wife went out and did some things outside, which was cool. And Cole, what's up, buddy? What it do, bruh? I really like that public access video you posted recently. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, let's see here. I want to dig a little bit into the content here. Yeah, that summer 1997 cable access video from, yeah, 97, that definitely took me back, and I'm surprised I found that and was able to get that going again. But anyways, let's get back. Footnote. Right back. Sophomore year, one of my first jobs was washing dishes at this, mom and pop restaurant. And the guy, I remember when I filled out the resume, he had a section where he would want your height and your weight, which all the waitresses there would say, hey, if he ever did anything bad to me or treated me wrongly, I could easily just report him for what he has listed on the resume for us, or the job application to fill out, height and weight. And I was like, that never bothered me. Okay, I'm 5'2", I'm 110 pounds. Big deal. I'm applying to be a busboy or a dishwasher. And I guess when he interviewed me, he really did judge by looks. And so, oh yeah, you're dishwasher material. You're not going to be out there on the dining room floor picking up the empty plates and putting. You're not good enough for that. You got to be in the back washing them dishes, boy. So I was like 15. Yeah, I was 15 at that time. And I get in the back. It's like my first day. And I'm working with this dude from Mexico. His name was, I think, Nacho. But he wanted to be called Nacho. So we called him Nacho. And he asked me, he was like, all right, man, is this your first time? You ever done dishes before? You ever washed dishes before? And I was like, yeah, I wash dishes at home. And he just cracked up laughing. And then there was this other guy that was also Mexican. He's like, hey, man, he said he's only washed dishes at home. Man, they were just laughing their asses off. I was like, yeah, all right. That was not funny, but all right, yeah. And he was like, all right, well, you do this. So what we had was, we didn't even have one of those big sprayers that had the high pressure to get a lot of gunk off. All we had was like a stainless steel sink. And you had to get Dawn soap, just do like about that much in this big stainless steel sink. Bus tubs would get piled up. Take a bus tub, set it to the side, put all the dirty things in there. You'd have to get a, sponge, a little Brillo pad, and really scrub them out. And then you have this, box square rack. You put everything on and run it through the sanitizing machine. Push the button. But that thing didn't do anything. It didn't have high pressure enough to do anything. So if you wanted to just take stuff out of the bus tub and put it in the thing and run it through, food would still be stuck on it. It'd be nasty. And this was my first job. Pretty much it was my first job. I did a few other little things before that, but this was like pretty much my first job. And I wanted to do a good job. And I was getting paid $5.50 an hour. And, I want to make sure all these dishes were spotless. It would be like Monday through Friday, they would have specials, like daily specials. All you could eat pasta this day. All you could eat whatever, fish this day. So it would be like a lot of dishes would be coming in. And very under-equipped, very understaffed for that kind of operation. And in order to keep up and make sure these dishes were cleaned and spotless, it was an impossible task. Me wanting to do a great job, the dishes wouldn't be coming out as fast as the dirty dishes would be coming in. And they'd get piled up. The bus tubs would get piled up. I'd be sitting there busting my ass sweating. It'd be hot back there. You'd just be like, I'm this kid. I got school in the morning, and it's like 10 o'clock at night, trying to get all this done. People be looking, hey, those buses, we need more plates. We need more of this. And I'm like, I'm doing as fast as I can, damn it. And trying to run it through. And Nacho would come back and be like, what happened, man? What happened? Look at all this. Hey, let me help you. Then I felt so useless because I'd just be standing there and be like, all right, can I help? No, I got this. And I'm like, and that's when I realized something. Most people, when they wash dishes, they're not very thorough because, like, the second night, third night I'd be there, they would basically show me, you just throw the stuff in there and run it through real quick. Doesn't matter if everything is completely clean, they're not going to look at it. A lot of the times, the silverware, you wouldn't even throw it in the sink. You just throw it on the little, rack, run it through the sanitizing machine, and I would get the rack out of the sanitizing machine while Nacho would just be throwing the stuff up there. I'd be like, "Hey, Nacho, there's still food on these forks." "I don't know, they're good, man. Just keep going." I'd be like, "Ah, oh, this is disgusting." But maybe that's what he meant when he said, "Have you ever washed dishes before?" Meaning washed dishes at a restaurant. And it's completely different than it is when you are doing it at home. You want to make sure when you're doing it at home, it's your own personal stuff. You are going to be thorough. So I was cleaning the dishes at the restaurant as if they were the dishes I would clean at home. It's two different worlds. Now, obviously, if you've never washed dishes before, you may think everything is the same. But knowing this, after quitting, well, I kind of got fired, but he didn't really traditionally fire me. He says, he just didn't want me anymore, which fine by me. Oh, I'm not dishwashing material. Oh no, what else am I ever gonna do with my life? But that was the thing that really blew my mind. And so I saw a video today online, and it was like behind the scenes. They were at some type of buffet in the back in the dishwashing room, and it just had a guy with a hose attachment of a spray thing like you would spray outside, you water your grass, and they're taking it to the plates and just running it through. And people are in the comments like shocked. "What restaurant is this? We need to report this." And I didn't comment, but I was just thinking, oh, sweetie, it's like this everywhere, and it's been like this since the dawn of time. 20-something odd years ago, when I was a teenager washing dishes, it was there. The guy that ran was a real piece of work. Let's just say that. He would come in throughout the day. Like he would make like special surprise visits to make sure his staff was on, par or whatever. And he would come in, he'd shake everybody's hand. And when he'd come to me, of course, my hands would be in the sink working. And he would, this is so damn demeaning. He would come to me, and instead of shaking my hand, he'd stick his finger out and expect me to shake his finger. So every single time he would come up to me, my hands would be all wet with soapy suds. I would, wipe my hand off on my little apron and shake his finger when he'd stick it out. "Hey, Blake, nice to meet you. How's it going?" "Hi, sir. Everything's going, just working, And his wife too. His wife was something else too. Like she thought she was high on life. Like she was untouchable. Like she was the boss. When really she was just married to the guy that actually set up the restaurant. But anyways, she would expect you to say hi. I remember the first time she came through like that, and I didn't say hi because I was just too busy. After, at the end of the night, the bartender came up to me and she was like, "Yeah, hey Blake, next time she comes through, you want to say hi to her. Make sure you greet her. Ask her how she's doing, all that." And I'm like, that's kind of an ass-kissing kind of thing, but sure, I'm always begrudgingly never wanting to kiss ass. But I'm like, I respected the bartender. She was really cool, She was just like a rough and tumble kind of chick, as some of them tend to be. But I was just like, all right, fine. I guess this is my, breaking into the adult world, the working world. You have to greet people that you don't want to really greet, especially with the attitude she had. So every single time I'd see her, I'd be very sarcastic. "Hi, how are you? Oh, yeah? Cool. Yeah. Oh boy, I just love working here. It's so fun. Oh. I'm thinking about that. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what that video that I saw and people were outraged about. I'm like, that's uh, that just lets me know that separates the people that have never worked a job like that to the people that have worked a job like that, and just be like, yep, it lets me know it's showing that you've never worked a real complete shitty job. But yeah, anyways, today, what happened today? It was a nice clear day. Highs in the low 80s, and I was kind of sweating. So I needed it to be maybe 10 degrees lower, and it would have been perfect cuz a lot of people really do love that weather when it gets kind of toasty again and you start sweating. Oh yeah, it's such a beautiful day, time to get out. And then I think about get out and do what? Just get out. You get out to get out. You have, it's a hot day. Let's get out. What are we, lizards? Oh yeah, it's hot. Let's go out. Yeah, bake under the sun. I like the winter. I like cold weather. I'll go out then too. Doesn't bother me. But that's how some people are. And we did take advantage of the good day. So what we wound up doing is we went to this small town. It's like a river town, and they have this like gondola thing. It's like a ski lift. It takes you up. You just buy your ticket, get on, and it takes you up this bluff. And at the very top of this bluff, they have like a bar and grill. They got a few other kind of like neat little attractions. Neat. There I am. I'm in my 30s now, so I'm saying neat. That's in my vocabulary. And yeah, it was a good time. After that, we went to a like hillbilly Walmart. And I like these Walmarts in smaller towns because they're more quiet. You could pick things off the shelf without asking for assistance to get it out of a plastic box so you could actually see the product in its full, real form. So that's what I love about the hillbilly town Walmarts, Not a lot of craziness happening. So, I mean, the Walmart people are still there in full force. The people of Walmart are still there, but it's not as bad as some other locations. So, went there, and then it was getting a little late. This was about 2 hours ago now, and I got here to do this show. It was a little late, and then we were like, oh, we need something to eat. And I was looking online. I was like, oh, there's a Taco Bell down the road. Do you want to go there? And it's like, well, what's the ratings? Because we've had a bad relationship with Taco Bell the past couple times where Taco Bell's just been absolutely just shit with their service. It's just been god awful. But we're like, okay, what's the ratings on this? It's a 1.5 out of 5 stars for this Taco Bell location in this hillbilly town. And I'm just like, well, let's just give it a shot, because everybody that ever rates anything takes the time to rate something. It's not really the most positive thing. I mean, anytime anybody rates anything, it's because they had a bad experience. So let's not go by that. Let's just go for our own, experience and see. So we pull up, and I see that it's a Taco Bell KFC combo restaurant. And I was like, ah, man, that's a blast from the past. I haven't seen one of these in years. And I was like, that's awesome. So you walk into this place, and it's just like opened up. Like, it's so huge. Like, there's enough space for a KFC and Taco Bell dining room. And I was like, oh, cool. And I told my wife, I was like, I remember back when there was a KFC, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut combo, all in 3-in-1 building. Like, you go in there, you could order a personal pan pizza, then get a bucket of chicken, and then get a gordita supreme, all in the same order. It's like, that is peak of America. There's nothing better than that. But anyways, yeah, that's what got me thinking, because my wife had asked me, she was like, how did that even happen? How did a Taco Bell and a KFC become a thing combined as one. And I kind of knew the whole history. And it's like, well, Yum Brands, which is owned by PepsiCo, owned KFC, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut, and they decided, well, it'd be more efficient to have it all in one in some locations. So, you could, if one person wanted fried chicken, the other wanted Taco Bell, it's all right there. But I've seen a lot of them reverting. Like, I've seen the Taco Bell KFC that was near us turn into simply just a KFC and a new Taco Bell being built down the road. So the disillusion or the dissolving of a lot of these combo restaurants is it's sad, but we will figure out why that all happened, and we'll get down to business about that. But first, let's get into some of these snacks that I found recently that I will be reviewing very, very soon. So let's get into that. Okay, so first things first. These are some weird ones. So last year, Cup Noodle, the brand Cup Noodle, they released a s'mores flavored noodle. And this year they have a pumpkin pie flavor and a turkey dinner flavor cup noodles, which is kind of crazy. $1.19 at Walmart. So I bought quite a few of these. So this will be fun for a nice Thanksgiving style cheat day review. I don't know if I should do both of these at the same time in one video or do them separately, but we'll see. Oh, I can smell the turkey in here already. So apparently there's like corn. There's corn and peas in that one. I'll have to get some whipped cream to put in the pumpkin pie one. So there is that. For the longest time, I still haven't reviewed a Payday bar. I've tried them in the past. And then I also found the chocolatey Payday bar. So we will do both of them. I've never had the chocolatey version, which I think might be absolutely amazing. So we will be reviewing these two guys. Oh, this is awesome. So Kit Kat, for the holiday season, they have a limited edition. Was this peppermint stick flavored Kit Kat? Gonna be amazing as well. Also, a Walmart exclusive. I mean, you can find this flavor everywhere, but a 2-liter bottle of the Holiday Creamy Vanilla Coca-Cola. I just picked it up as a keepsake. I'm not going to drink this one. Just going to save it because it's an exclusive, also limited edition. So, I don't know. I don't like to keep too many 2-liter bottles because they just take up too much space. But I do like that flavor, so I guess it's worth keeping around. So, anyways, got that. And a few other, like, rare soda flavors. I stopped by Exotic Snacks at the mall, the Exotic Snack guys, and I found these, which I've seen before at like FYE for like twice as much. So I'm like, I'm glad I waited. And anyways, here we've got Mountain Dew Pitch Black, and this is from Malaysia, I think. Yeah, Malaysia. So there is that one. It's a punch of grape citrus flavor. And then we also got Mountain Dew Blue Shock, which is a raspberry citrus flavor. This is also from Malaysia. So we got these two flavors I'm going to review. And then this is a wild one, kind of a crazy variant, but this is Mountain Dew Voodoo 2025, and it's from Canada. Now, we didn't get a Mountain Dew Voodoo release here in the States in 2025, but Canada did. So I'm curious to see what variant of Mountain Dew this is. The Grim Reaper is holding up 2, the peace sign for 2. So I'm thinking that it may be Mountain Dew Voodoo 2. So, I'm curious now. I'm going to look this up. What flavor? What flavor is Mountain Dew Voodoo 2025 Canada. It's not publicly known. Blend of citrus with a new candy influence. It's fruit candy explosion flavor. So I guess it's the 2022 US version. So I think, yeah, what was that? It was like sour candy or something. Yeah, so it's like the Sour Patch Kids flavor that we did have in the States. So it's not exactly new. But anyways, I got a few other things, but I'm going to unbox. But we definitely got a lot of new snacks to review. So I'm excited about all these, and we'll get down to each and every one in the future. So there you go. With that, let's put all these aside. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you're watching this late at night, you just want to say a shout out, let me know. You got a girl you're wanting to impress. You want me to say your name? Tell them that you love them. Go on and do it, bro. Shoot your shot, man. So now we will get into... Hang on a second. Pick that out of my mouth there. Oh, yeah, that's good. Okay, now we'll get into the AI country song that is topping the charts. So there is a country song out there that is made by purely AI, and it's called Walk My Walk by Breaking Rust. And I listened to it, and it's not that bad of a song. But you could definitely tell it was AI. It was AI generated. The voice is you could tell it's got that kind of tin canny kind of thing. But the beat and the words and everything are pretty decent. It's been on Spotify, and it's got 2.3 million monthly listeners. And it has 3.6 million streams to date. Walk My Walk by Breaking Rust. So it says that Taylor, that goes under the artist name. Well, this is under the artist name of Def Beats AI, which they make a lot of other songs too, and they're not exactly like country songs, but anyways, it's just like a AI song farm type of artist. And they say that there has been at least 75 million spam tracks that Spotify had removed from the platform, which expressed a focus on improved enforcement of impersonation violations, a new spam filtering system, and AI disclosures for music with industry standard credits. And I gotta tell you, Spotify and I and my friend Brandon have had a seedy relationship. They took our album off simply because they said that there was somebody that was running like a thing to keep repeating the songs, and they were like, oh, that's too much or something. It's like, what if someone loves the album so much that they want to listen to it all day? But anyways, they said that it was one of us that did it, which obviously I don't even have a Spotify account. I know Brandon did, and I knew he listened to the album, but it wasn't enough to do anything. But that meant basically our album was completely taken off of Spotify. But yet, here they are with still having AI songs up. Like this, it's just ridiculous. But anyways, they say that this has topped the charts in the way that how many plays it's had on Spotify. Now, I go to this AI or this AOL article, and it says, no, that it is not a number one hit song. So it said, many headlines declared that this AI-generated song, Walk My Walk, by Breaking Rust, had become the biggest country song in America. It's not true. And they said very few people actually buy digital songs. It only takes a few thousand purchases to top the country digital song sales chart. This dynamic raises the possibility that someone took this specific track to generate momentum. This would not be a new phenomenon. Billboard's digital sales have been a target for manipulation for several years now, forcing the company to make several tweaks to tamp down on the gamesmanship. So that is why apparently this song was targeted to be bought actual download for 99 cents off of iTunes or whatever to chart. Now, I don't know about you, but I still buy songs like that. Call me a boomer, call me old, call me whatever. But since I don't use Spotify, I want to give the artist... I'm still a traditional music enjoyer where I want to buy the album. I don't want to just listen to a few tracks and make a little playlist. Like, if I like an artist enough, I will buy the album flat out. If I can't find it in store and get the CD, I will download it off of iTunes just so I have it. I don't have to have internet to listen to it. I could be in the middle of nowhere, and if I want to listen to my music, I can. So, yeah, that's just me, though. I guess I'm one of the weird ones. But, yeah, so anyways, that's what's going on with that. Oh, yeah, also, one other story that's very anti-AI. It's this one where, if you remember back in 2012, 2013, it's been so long, the app Vine came out where you had like 6 seconds, you tap on the screen, cut. Tap on the screen while you hold your thumb on the screen, it's recording, let go, cut. You could, do as many cuts as you want, up to 6 seconds long, and that would be a video. You post that and do whatever. A lot of people got famous off of this app. I remember having a Vine, and I made so many Vines. I have them all downloaded. I saved them all. But it was like by 2015 or 2016, Vine was discontinued. Like the app was just killed off. So let's get into this. It's coming back now as Divine. So the short-form video platform Vine, once famous for 6-second loops, has been rebooted. The app, now called Divine, is launching with a twist aimed at keeping AI out of the feed. Backed by former Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey, it bans AI-generated content using verification tools to make sure every upload comes from an actual smartphone. It also brings back more than 100,000 restored clips from the original Vine archive. So it's kind of crazy that so many Vines are still saved somewhere in some archive. Users can reclaim old Vine accounts, post new videos, or request takedowns of their past clips. The relaunch comes as ex-owner Elon Musk has also teased a Vine revival, but hasn't released a public version. Divine is already available in beta on iOS and Android. So I'm going to have to get into that and see if I could even remember what my Vine account was. For the life of me, maybe I screenshotted my account once back in the day, but I highly doubt that. That's going to be wild. Anyways, so there is that. Vine is back against AI, but it makes me wonder, people are smart. They may find a way to bypass all of it and still post AI slop on Divine. We'll see how that goes. But anyways, that's what's going on in the weird news that I had seen that I thought was at least a slight bit interesting. But now we'll get into the movies that will be coming out for the rest of this year from November all the way up to December here. So, movie news, Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. It's a comedy coming out November 17th. Okay. I mean, I think this is off IMDb, and they're just listing every single fanfic, fan film, and everything. Everything's on here. So we got to kind of weed out a lot of this trash. Wicked for Good, the sequel to Wicked, the movie that came out last year, is dropping November 21st. What else? They got Rental Family the same day. Blue Eyed Girl. And that's there's a few more. November 23rd, Chris Hemsworth, A Road Trip to Remember's coming out. November 25th, Wildcat with Kate Beckinsale is coming out. November 26th, Zootopia 2 is dropping. Eternia with Elizabeth Olsen. Is that Mary Kate? No, is that Mary Kate and Ashley's kid or sister, younger sister? My bad. We'll see. Elizabeth Olsen, Silver Star. And then November 28th, we've got Tinseltown. And yeah, that's about it. That's another comedy with Kiefer Sutherland. In December, we've got December 5th, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair, which is just... It's not a sequel, it's just the old movies put together. I think both Kill Bill movies. I don't know. I never followed Kill Bill that much, but I think it's just the complete thing. You know what? Let's take a look and see. Oh, it's 4 hours and 41 minutes long. Jesus God. So, if you want to sit through that, go right ahead. Getting tired, man. Doesn't look like too much anything else. December 14th, Christina Aguilera, Christmas in Paris is coming out. December 19th, Avatar, Fire and Ash is coming out. Is this the third Avatar movie? I haven't seen any of the Avatar movies. No, you haven't seen any of the Avatar? No, I haven't. But, okay. I thought they were going to take a little longer to put these out. I've kind of been half-ass following the sequel just because I know they say there's going to be like 7 Avatar movies and they're only on the 3rd. It's like James Cameron, I don't know if he's going to make it to the 7th one. But anyways, just because how far they're spread out. The SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants, is also dropping on the 19th. And Anaconda, featuring Jack Black, Paul Rudd, is coming out on Christmas Day. And anything else? We've got a horror movie on December 3rd. Killer Clown Girls is dropping. And yeah, that's about it. So it's kind of slim pickings as far as like good movies dropping then the rest of this year. So, all right, that takes us to the featured story for today is KFC, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut. What is going on with this? So let's start at the very beginning. It's ran by Yum Brands. You got Yum Brands up here, and they run KFC, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, and a few other things. So, sometimes it's just called Yum, with an exclamation mark at the end. It's an American multinational fast food corporation. It was formed in 1977 as a subsidiary of PepsiCo after the company acquired KFC, Pizza Hut, and Taco Bell. PepsiCo divested the brands in 1997, and these consolidated as Yum. The company operates KFC, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, Habit Burger and Grill, and several technology companies. Yum was founded as Tricon Global Restaurants after PepsiCo finalized the split. In 2002, it took its current name after they merged with Yorkshire Global Restaurants, which at the time was the parent company of A&W, who also spun off an international branch. In China, the restaurant brands are operated by another company known as Yum China. Based in Louisville, Kentucky, Yum is one of the world's largest fast food restaurant companies in terms of system units. In 2016, Yum had 43,617 restaurants. Holy hell. Including 2,859 that were company owned and 40,758 that were franchised in 135 nations and territories worldwide. Due to it being a spin-off of PepsiCo, all restaurants owned by this company do not serve Coca-Cola as a soft drink, except in New Zealand, and instead serve Pepsi. So this is a way that Pepsi was able to actually up their sales. Like how McDonald's owns the land that the McDonald's building is built upon, that's how they make their money. This is how Pepsi makes so much sales in their soda products. It's because they own the restaurants that stock their soda in it. You know, you're not going to have Coca-Cola stocking in the restaurants you own. So if you own the restaurants, you own the real estate to put your brand of sodas in there. So smart thinking, that's what Pepsi has. That's what McDonald's has. But Coca-Cola has their own thing happening. But anyways, that is what's going on with Yum Brands and how that all kind of happened. So, PepsiCo's fast food division. Company's history began in 1977 when PepsiCo entered the restaurant business by acquiring Pizza Hut from co-founders Dan and Frank Carney. A year later, PepsiCo purchased Taco Bell from founder Glenn Bell. In July of 1986, R.J. Reynolds sold KFC to PepsiCo to pay off debt from its recent purchase of Nabisco. In 1990, Hot 'N Now was acquired via Taco Bell from William Van Domelen, but the company was sold in 1996. In 1992, Pepsi also acquired California Pizza Kitchen. In 1993, it acquired Chevy's Fresh Mex, D'Angelo Grilled Sandwiches, and the American division of Canadian chain East Side Mario's. These chains were later sold when PepsiCo exited the restaurant business and spun off KFC, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut. In 1997, PepsiCo sold PepsiCo Food Systems restaurant supply to Ameriserve Food Distribution Incorporated. That's when Yum was created in 1997 as Tricon Global Restaurants from PepsiCo's fast food division as the parent corporation of KFC, Pizza Hut, and Taco Bell restaurant companies. The decision was announced in January, and the spinoff was effected on October 6th. Before the Tricon name was introduced in June of 1997, the company was referred to by the placeholder name as Great American Restaurant Company. Tricon selected Louisville, also the site of KFC's headquarters, as its corporate headquarters. Taco Bell and Pizza Hut continue to be headquartered in Irvine, California, and Dallas, Texas, respectively. In 2000, Tricon Global tested multi-branded locations. When we're talking about the Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, KFC combos, with Yorkshire Global Restaurants, parent company of A&W and Long John Silver's. Remember that. Right down the road, maybe 15 miles, there was a town that had that Long John Silver's and A&W collab building. This test consisted of 83 KFC and A&W's, 6 KFC Long John Silver's, and 3 Taco Bell Long John Silver's, and was considered successful by the companies. In 2001, KFC started test restaurants in Austin, Texas called Wingworks, a chicken wing line sold with one of a few flavored sauces. KFC also hired a consultant to develop a breakfast menu. Tricon bought both A&W and Long John Silver's from Growtech in March of 2002, shortly before the merger announcements. So let's see here. March 2002, Yorkshire announced it would merge with Tricon Global Restaurants to form Yum Brands. The merger was finalized on May 8th, 2002. May 8th being somebody's birthday. And the name change became effective on May 22nd, 2002. Tricon had previously used Yum, an exclamation representing enjoyment of food, as its stock ticker symbol, since it was spun off in 1997. In June 6th of 2002, Yum executed a 2-for-1 stock split. Shortly afterwards, due to Yum's lifetime contract with Pepsi, Long John Silver's and A&W restaurants, which previously served Coca-Cola products, began switching to Pepsi products, with A&W restaurants retaining A&W root beer from a separate deal with Dr. Pepper 7-Up, now Keurig Dr. Pepper. In 2002, Yum began testing co-branding locations, pairing Pizza Hut with Pasta Bravo, Backyard Burgers, and A&W. Pasta Bravo? What the hell? Never heard of that. The Pasta Bravo concept was acquired in 2002 from Pasta Bravo Inc. For $5 million to pair with Pizza Hut. 2003, Yum launched Wing Street as a hybrid combo unit with an existing Pizza Hut franchise. Yeah, I always saw the Wing Street name and wondered what the hell was that even about. I'm like, okay, that's just what they're calling wings being served at Taco or Pizza Hut now. In 2007 and 2008, 1,000 Wing Street stores a year were opened. In 2009, company president Scott Bergen publicized Wing Street's national launch. So then we go through, 2002. 2012, KFC opened in Ramallah and began the first American fast food restaurant to operate in the West Bank. A Pizza Hut was also planned. So they went global with this thing. Yum Brands opened its 40,000th store in Goa, India in October of 2013. Yeah, it just keeps going on and on. Is Yum Brands still happening today? Yes, they are. They are still going on today. But the downfall, we want to know what the downfall was for all of this. And what happened was the reason why the split between these combination restaurants of a Taco Bell and KFC was that there were complex operations. Managing the preparation, inventory, and supply chain for 2 or 3 distinct menus under one roof is significantly more complex than managing a single brand, and this lead to increased inefficiencies and potential waste. Inventory management chaos. Taking inventory for multiple different brands in one location is a significant management challenge. Let me get a drink here. With the added complexity of managing ingredient levels for each menu. That does have to be a pain in the ass, especially in the 3-in-1 deal. Staffing and training, employees in a combo store need extra training across all these different menus, which can increase training costs. But let's see. Yeah, the Long John Silver's that I did see, the last one we had in the area got demolished a couple of years ago and now stands like I don't know, I think it's like a car wash or something. But I just want to see a lot of people really there are some. Now here's the thing. The reason why some of these combo stores still exist is because they actually seen sales booming You know, some of these combo stores really do thrive. So a lot of them probably saw, oh no, it's a lot of trouble and sales are pretty, standard. If this was just a KFC, we may actually see sales grow instead of just being lackluster because Taco Bell is being dragged along and blah, blah, blah. So a lot of these stores diverted, into just singular stores, and a Taco Bell was built down the street, like the one in the town down the road. But some of these stores that were combo stores have great sales because imagine you're in a car with your family. One wants Taco Bell, one wants KFC, and you have to either choose one or the other. But oh, here's a combo store. Problem solved. You could get your KFC, you could get your Taco Bell, and everyone is hunky dory. So that is why some of these still thrive, but they are getting less and less. And it's sad to see because it's almost like seeing a piece of America once again disappear. And I say this kind of comically, but also kind of seriously, because it is cool to see something like that. So that's pretty much the thick and thin of Yum brands. And yes, they are going away, the combo stores, but they still do exist in some areas. So I was happy to have eaten in one and shown my wife the whole experience of a 2-in-1 combo restaurant. Welcome to America, honey. This is our culture. This is what we've got. Cole. Ironically, my first job was a dishwasher at Pizza Hut Wing Street. What a time to be alive. Oh, hell yeah. Gotta love those late nights, man. Yep. We're all real ones. Anybody that's ever worked a dishwashing job at some horrible restaurant, I salute you. I applaud you. Because I've been there too, bro. But, yeah, so I'll wrap this up with my experience at the KFC Taco Bell combo restaurant. It was this. I ordered my usual go-to. I'll tell you what it was. It was the number 9. I think that's what it is. So it's a Mexican pizza, and you get 2 Taco Supremes with it. And I always opt to use the Doritos Locos Nachos shells instead of the regular shells. I'll get charged extra. I will pay that extra 50 cents for that different shell. I don't care. It will taste so much better. Quality of life, everybody. You gotta remember that sometimes. If it costs a little extra, some people would be cheap and be like, oh, well, screw that. Like, no. You gotta go in, what if you're gone tomorrow? You could at least say you went all out and you enjoyed your life to the fullest. Oh, I saved 50 cents. That 50 cents ain't gonna miss you, So, I got that. And the wife wanted some chicken strips that came from Taco Bell. And if you haven't had the chicken strips or the chicken nuggets, they have this breading that's like a tortilla chip crunched up breading with it. So it does taste different than your average chicken strip, and it does have a seasoning with it. They're really good. I definitely recommend them. But they weren't on the menu, so I asked the guy. I was like, do you have chicken strips from the Taco Bell? Because I was hoping he would say yes, and instead of saying, well, we got chicken strips from the KFC side, but he's like, no, we do have the Taco Bell chicken strips. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, the wife's going to be happy, so we get that. And he threw in a 5th chicken strip. And I was like, yeah. That's it. That's my boy. Thank you, King. So he gave 5 chicken strips instead of the 4. And when I got my Mexican pizza, this thing was loaded. It was absolutely loaded. It was the heaviest ass Mexican pizza I've ever had in my life. It was so thick with beans and beef. Oh God, it was the best. And we went to the soda dispenser, the soda fountain, and this soda fountain absolutely kicks ass. This is something you only see in the combo Taco Bell KFC, where in the soda fountain you have a Baja Blast on tap, and you also have a Mountain Dew Sweet Lightning Mountain Dew on tap. Both. And the wife asked, "What is the Mountain Dew Sweet Lightning?" I was like, "Oh, that's a KFC exclusive. The Baja Blast is a Taco Bell exclusive. The Sweet Lightning is KFC exclusive. So you get everything all right here in this fountain." So I had her try the Sweet Lightning Mountain Dew, and she was hooked. And if you don't know what a Sweet Lightning Mountain Dew is, it's this. It's peach with honey. So damn good. I highly recommend it. I reviewed it on the channel, but yeah, it's what that was definitely a great time. I say if you are able to find a combo Taco Bell KFC, go in there just to look at that soda fountain. I got pictures. I'll probably post something later, but anyways. Now let's take a look at what happened this week on my channel before we finally go. So let's start. What was the, let's see. We'll start with the 612. We'll start with the Cocta soda review. It got 14 likes, 65 views. Not bad for a soda that no one even knows anything about. That was on November 6th. November 7th, we put out the Coca-Cola Holiday Creamy Vanilla review, which got, I think, 1 dislike, 14 likes, 196 views. I guess I don't ever expect anything, really. But something like that, like a premium, Coca-Cola release, I expected possibly a little bit more. And then that later on, I saw that the McRib was coming back. So I made like a short little video about how it's coming back. That got 18 likes and surprisingly 434 views. So a lot of people really do love. Oh man, they love that McRib. They love that McRib. I came back that same day, November 8th, with a Coca-Cola Holiday Creamy Vanilla versus a Coca-Cola Vanilla video. And that actually did a whole lot better. It got 25 likes, 0 dislikes, and 880 views. I was surprised. But people do like those videos where you compare one thing to the other to see if there actually was a difference. Because the Holiday Creamy Vanilla, if you're not really searching for that extra oomph, you could kind of drink it and be like, oh yeah, that's a vanilla Coke. But there is a difference. Slight difference, but there is a difference. November 8th also. God, I put out 3 videos on November 8th. That's insane. What is wrong with me? I put out the Balls Guarana original history and review. So the soda Balls that's in the blue bottle. I did a review on that and the history of it. It got 8 likes and 61 views. Man, I was expecting a bit more, but anyways. The next day, November 9th, I put out a combo where I had the rest of the Cocta that I reviewed and the rest of the Balls in the other soda, and I mixed the two and I drank, and that's what I call the Cocta and Balls review. That got 6 likes, 50 views. I just thought that would have been, it was funny. I had a blast making that video. I guess a lot of people just didn't find that funny, or they thought it was completely stupid. But anyways, then one of the highlights, I got to say, of this month, we did Taco Bell's Mountain Dew Baja Blast Pie. I had to search high and low for that thing. Got 21 likes, 343 views. Yeah, it was all right. I've seen a lot of influencers who don't put a lot of time into anything, and they'll make a review of that same product, and this video is only like 41 seconds long, and they get millions of views. It's crazy. I just need to do that. I just need to stop caring so much. I just need to make slop. And maybe I'll get more views. The truth about nerds and jocks. This is a really good one if you're a person that loves to like actually think. And this was just like a thought I've been having rattling around in my head, and I sat down and I recorded that, and it fared very well. Low on views, but it had 9 likes. So people really liked that video, and it's not what you think when the video is titled "The Truth About Nerds and Jocks." You think I'm just going to go on the usual tropes of what people would think a nerd and a jock is and all that, but I go a little bit deeper than that. The next video, so that was November 11th. The next video, November 12th, I put out Summer 1997 St. Louis Cable Access, and this is the first time me and my brother were on TV. I mean, it was local cable, but it was the first time we were on TV. I remember it like it was yesterday when we were getting interviewed. But anyways, this is a cassette my dad recorded at his mom's house, my grandma's house, because he had satellite and he didn't have cable. So but grandma had cable. So he had to go over there and pop a cassette into the VCR, get it on the channel that this was being broadcasted on, and sat through all this crap to finally get to the segment of when we were on TV. That's how it was back in the day. So I admire and I got to thank my dad for his dedication for, putting, at least an hour of his free time in to get us on video and have that recorded. So that's why I put it up here, just more or less to archive it so it didn't ever get lost. And I'm in the process of archiving a lot of old tapes and getting them on digital so they're not lost in time and anything. But yeah, that got 10 likes, 63 views, which is fine. I didn't expect much from that because it's usually like, if I put a video up like that, it's more or less for my own thing, just to make sure it's somewhere in the world. So there's that. The next one is Gail's Root Beer Review. It has 1 dislike, 11 likes. I don't know how you could get mad at a root beer review unless I say something absolutely crazy, which I didn't. But, it has to be that one lady that got mad about how I made her sandwich wrong at Panera Bread back in the day. Yeah, I think it's her. So that was November 13th. And the most recent one, I did put out a short today, but the most recent one was yesterday, November 14th, which was the history of Dr. Franken games, which took a lot of time, a lot of space on my computer, a lot of just reading, studying, researching. I put a lot into it. And it's very nostalgic and personal to me. It got 3 likes and 1 dislike. And 72 views. Now I get it. The Adventures of Dr. Franken, who cares? You could ask any Zoomer, do you know what The Adventures of Dr. Franken is? They're going to say no, they don't know. But, I don't know, I'm just, in a way, I feel disappointed that video basically flopped. But I put out so many banger videos. At least to me, they're banger videos, but to the world, I see this video, the history of Dr. Franken games. I see it as one of my kids that I really believed in, and you could do anything you want in the world. You go out there and give them hell. Whatever happens, happens. But just know, I think you're absolutely special and you're the best. And it's like, I send that kid out in the world, and the world doesn't understand it. But when it comes back home, I got to remind it that it is special. And no matter what they say, you're a gold to me, and I will love you for who you are. So that's how I feel about that. And I understand not everyone's gonna like everything you put out, but man, that one definitely did tank. I was just hoping, since people like retro games as much as I do, that would have been something cool and right up a lot of people's alleys. And even if you had no idea of what Dr. Franken was about, it would be interesting just to see. At least for me, if I see someone talking about a video game in depth, even if I don't know anything about it, I'd give it a listen. But maybe I'm just weird too. I have to focus on people that would think, what's relatable. What is something easy that people would automatically go to because it's familiar? Super Mario, McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, women, life, water, stuff like that. But anyways, yeah, that's the state of my YouTube channel. Like I said, it's since the beginning of this year, with the whole algorithm changing and AI slop taking over. Like, it's like I could make a video about the history of Burger King, which I plan on doing. I have the books ordered. I just got to read them, take notes, and spend like 6 months out of my life, uh, you know, putting that together. But there's so much AI videos on the history of this, history of that, and it just scrapes the surface of everything that I could find in the search engine and just slops it up, and that's enough. And people will see it and they'll love it and they'll click on it and be like, "Wow, that's awesome." And that's what's like taking a lot of people away from like creators like me that actually spend real time doing this and digging deep. But that's just how it is. If you can't beat them, join them. And AI is here to stay. I'm not going to be anti AI, because that's like people back then being anti printing press, anti TV, anti radio. Oh, wow. All you got to do is sit there and listen to someone read the news. You can't even read it anymore. People are getting lazy. You just have to sit there and listen. It's like audiobooks now. Oh, you don't have to read the book. You just listen to the audiobook. I mean, that it's just the way it is. Unless there's a huge malfunction and the internet doesn't exist anymore, people will revert back. But I don't think that's happening anytime in the future. Hopefully not, because that would be catastrophic. But, excuse me. But, yeah, from the AI slop and the algorithm being changed up recently, shorts have been around for a while now, but shorts definitely, like, you could see people that don't have any long form videos out really, but they put up shorts and they just like take off. Like, I seen this one kid, he almost has 100,000 subscribers on his YouTube page, and you look at his actual long form videos and he doesn't even crack 100,000 views on any videos. Like, it's kind of nuts. And it's like, it's all from shorts. And the shorts audience compared to standard traditional YouTube long form video audience are two different audiences. So now when I see YouTube channels with like huge subscriber numbers, I almost just kind of be like, okay, how did they get that? Because it doesn't seem like they're doing too much. And I'm like, not much in the traditional long form. Let's look at the shorts. Oh, that's where it is. And a lot of it's just like brain rot stuff. So that's what it is. So that's the state. I've lost about a third of my viewership from that since the beginning of this year. But you know what? It's like I started YouTube and went 2 years without anybody ever watching any videos. If anything, I get a dislike and a comment saying, "You suck." That's the name of the game. You are in the town square. When you start doing YouTube, you're not going to get this full-on love and respect, or people admiring, or not admiring, but just like recognizing, hey, this is a person that put time into this. This is their passion. This is actually entertaining. Click like, say something nice. You know, it's not like that at all. When you start YouTube, you're in the town square doing dances and people are throwing tomatoes at you. But you just got to be so in it and not worry about what's happening while you're dancing and enjoying yourself. And while the tomatoes hit you, just thinking that brighter days are ahead. And the more you do it, the more people will see, hey, he's not, you know, taking the dislikes and the tomatoes and the bad comments to his heart. He's actually enjoying this. Well, I could actually respect that now. Yeah, and that's what it is. So viewership's a little down, but I'm enjoying myself. I wouldn't see myself doing anything else. I've always been a natural broadcaster, be it being on terrestrial radio 20 years ago, doing stupid radio shows on a cassette when I was 12 years old, or doing this. So nothing will ever stop that. So I appreciate all y'all that's been with me on this crazy journey. So many things will be happening in the future. Lots of big videos happening. More documentaries. I know that's what everybody loves about this channel. But still, I'm going to be doing my old wacky and zany fun things. Lance Smith, you felt those tomatoes. I know, bro. It's rough out here these days. You got a lot of people. Oh my God, I've seen so many videos. Here's how you make a faceless YouTube channel and get $100,000 in a month. Here's how I made it. And it's like some like emo kid that's afraid to show his face, and his favorite artist is NBA Youngboy or whatever. That lets me know how old I am. Like I'll open up iTunes and look at what's popping, the new releases, and I'll be like, I don't know any of these people. Who is this? Like Young Poo Poo or Young Garbage Can? Like I don't know any of these people. I'm sure some of their music is actually good, but like I don't know anymore. But anyways, that's it for me for tonight. Thank you guys for sticking around. Shao Kahn, Cole from Cole Snack Attack, Lance, thanks for hanging with me tonight and all that. And this was fun. I had a great time. I hope you guys did too. And until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Be safe out there. And I wish every single one of you all the best. And I can't wait to get to some of these snacks. I mean, oh my God. Look at this. Kit Kat peppermint stick. Yeah. All right, guys. Have a good night. Peace out. Now I got to do this awkward thing where I have to get up out of here and turn this off. So, bye.